All right, I am back working on the car. I'm also back at work. Summer vacation's over, so I won't be able to spend as much time working on the Mustang. So what am I going to do next? I'm going to start working on the body. I got some holes or patches I got to do. One on the door here, and then one over there on the quarter panel. The quarter panel is going to be a little bit harder, so I'm going to start with the door first. But why don't you give a like and subscribe, and if you're enjoying this content, that's great. If you have any comments for me, you can say what you want. That's fine. I'll give you a thumbs up and I'll try to reply to you. Any advice is appreciated. Just understand that I've never done this work before, really, maybe a little bit. So I'm very inexperienced. Like if there's levels, I'm like level 0 probably, but that's not going to stop me. I'm going to keep doing it. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. It's not too hot out here. A little sweaty. I'm a little sweaty, but it's not too bad. So we're going to get right to fixing this this patch here in the door. All right, so here is the hole in the door right here. Now I'll say this: I'm not really again. I'm learning how to do this, and I've watched lots of different videos. There's probably lots of different ways that you could probably patch this. This really isn't that big. I mean, obviously it might be bigger as I start grinding this away. So there's a lot of different ways that you can patch this. Some might be just like temporary, like maybe not last that long. Others might last longer. The way I'm going to do it, because I have another big hole in the quarter panel, I'm actually going to use some sheet metal and cut out a space here to put it in. That way I get some practice with using welding the sheet metal on a car and shaping it. And then after you do the sheet metal, I guess you use like a body filler to kind of make it all smooth and match with the rest of the car here. Again, I'm not professional. I'm not going to worry too much about it as far as like, is it perfect? I have to have realistic expectations, but what I'm going to do is just sand this away, see how big it is, mark it off, create a little metal patch and weld it on, and then eventually put like body filler over it. Alright, I forgot to hit record, but I sanded all this away, and you can kind of see where it's at. I'm going to cut, I guess, a square out. This is going to be kind of challenging, because I want to almost, I don't know if this is the best idea, but leave a little bit here of this metal here so I can weld it to here, going across here. This is where whatever you want to call it, like a seam or whatever, but a body line, if you want to call it like that, I guess. So I don't want to go past there. Go up here, just kind of cut around it. Again, this is pretty small, so I could see like someone just using like a patch, putting a patch on the back of this and then filling it with body filler. You could probably do that, I guess. But again, I want to kind of practice using sheet metal, welding the sheet metal to the body, and then using a body filler over that. That'll give me good practice before I work on the quarter panel. Alright, so what I've done now is just traced around the area I'm going to cut, and hopefully I can get it pretty straight, and then I'll measure the hole and try to match a patch that will fit here. I'll try to be careful when I create when I say patch, I mean in the sheet metal. I'm going to cut out a piece of my sheet metal, and hopefully I'll get as close as I can. I'll try to do make sure I don't do like too little when I create it. Just try to get to fit in here. But I'm going to now cut this piece out. Alright, I went ahead and cut this out best I could get straight. I'm going to grind back here this rust and then paint it or spray it with you know, my normal stuff, I guess, and take out whatever. Get a vacuum in here and kind of vacuum that out and spray back here. Grind this a little bit, spray back here. And then I need to make the shape just the way this I cut. Try to do it as straight as I could. I'm not that great, but after I get it after I cut the piece out, I'm then going to kind of fit it in there, and then I might have to hammer a little bit so that I can get this kind of like curved shape that it has on the door here. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is measure this hole out a little bit and actually use some cardboard box here and make kind of like a template. So fit the cardboard in here first and then take that template and then do that on trace it out on the sheet metal, cut that out, and we'll try to get that then fit. Alright, so put this cardboard piece in here to kind of fit it in first. So then I'll use this and trace out this on my metal sheet and then cut that out and let's see how that goes. Alright, so try and put this thing in here. It is a little bit too big, so I need to trim it a little bit. It's not too bad. I'm just going to kind of trim on this side a little bit and a little bit at the top, get to fit a little bit better. And then after I do that, I'm going to have to like hammer a little bit, like bend it and hammer it so that it kind of has a little bit more of a curve, maybe. Not too much, I don't think, but it would be better for it to sit in better, not on top of it, because when you put in the body filler is going to go over this anyways, so that's going to kind of like fill in the space more. So yeah, let me just try to trim this in and get to fit in a little bit better. All right, so I got the piece in. There's a little bit of a gap on this side, but maybe that'll be okay. I'm going to kind of shape it a little bit, kind of give it a little bit of a curve. Not too much, there's not like a huge curve here, but just a little bit. And then, you know, start getting it welded in. All right, I welded the piece in. I don't know if this is good or bad, whatever, it's on there. I'll sand it away. Again, I'll be covering it up with body filter anyways. You know, this was the gap here between the piece I cut. There's probably like a good way of doing this with welding, but I just don't have that expertise. And obviously there's like a lot of like little holes and stuff, but you know, I'm going to be just using body filler on that. It's kind of like same thing like over here. These are like rust spots here, so when I do the body filler on this piece, I will just do that here too. You know, instead of like cutting out all this, I'm gonna use like a metal body filler on here. Yeah, so I got that on, and yeah, next I just need to actually go buy some body filler, and actually I'll probably sand this away too, and then use that body filler. Alright, so I got some of this extreme Bondo metal reinforcement. We're going to try it out. I saw YouTube videos using this stuff for this kind of patchwork. Maybe you don't have to use this, maybe you can just use regular Bondo. I'm not sure, but I'm going to use it. It is a little bit expensive. Now, it's been a while since I've used anything like this or done anything like this. I think it was 17. Maybe my dad was mostly like mixing the stuff up for me, and then I was probably putting it on and smoothing it out, and he was there probably telling me how to do it. And then I probably did some of the sanding, but I really can't remember what I did. It was so long ago. So we're gonna give it a try, and I don't have a lot of it, so I can't like you know, waste it. Make sure I'm not going to waste any of it, but we'll see how it looks. All right, I put this stuff on it. I think I did okay. I guess when I sand it, maybe I'll know more. I'm gonna let it dry. I don't know if you guys, if anyone's ever used this before, but it felt like the can was half empty. So I don't know if it says 15 ounces. It was like, it felt like the can was half empty. It's kind of a little deceiving. I don't know if I can complain about it, maybe get a refund or something. But yeah, I was like, man, it was like, you know, it came up to about here. So I don't know if anyone's ever bought this, and that's like normal for these cans not to be that full. But yeah, I put it on there. I don't know how good of a job I did fanning it out. I had some holes here, so I didn't want to waste any of the stuff, and you know, try to fill those in. And we'll see. I'll just let it dry and then come back and sand later. All right, I got some 80 grit sandpaper on this Durablock I just purchased. I'm not covering the whole thing. I don't know if that matters or not, but I might just use this piece to kind of sand this away. It's 80 grit. Try to make it smoother, I guess. Again, I haven't done this in a long time, and you know, we'll just see how it works. I've never really used one of these blocks before. I remember, I think growing up, I don't know what kind of block we had, or I know we used sandpaper, but it wasn't like a block like this. But anyways, we'll see how it goes. All right, been sanding it. I don't know if I did a good job on this at all. I can kind of see why they say like feather out the bondo better, because like up here it's a little bit harder to do. It's not very smooth with the existing metal, whereas like here it feels kind of smooth. I don't know about like in here where you have these little crevices, whether or not I keep sanding this or, you know, I'll look, but I'm getting some other filler that I'm going to use on the body. So maybe I just kind of smooth this out as best I can, and then use other filler to smooth it more. But you know, this is a learning experience. I think this is why I wanted to do this first, because maybe it won't be so noticeable, but I'll just keep kind of sanding away and see if I can smooth this out more and get underneath right here. Kind of got a little bit on it. All right, so I did some more sanding, and yeah, this is pretty smooth with the a little bit right here, but it's smoother. I'll have to, like I said, go over it with some other filler and just kind of do this whole area with a smoother filler and get all that smooth. But I'll probably do that later, after I do a little bit more body work, after maybe I strip everything, and then when I'm doing it with the other parts of the car, you know, then I can come back and do it. But yeah, this is way I mean, not too bad, I guess, you know, not too bad. I'm liking it for the first time kind of doing this. But you know, I used to have a hole right here, but it no longer has that hole. All right, so that's probably going to be it for this video. Appreciate all your comments. Give it a like. Give you know, think about subscribing to this channel. I can't have like high expectations of this, because again, I'm a newbie at this. You know, I can't expect it to be, you know, someone who's been working on doing these things for, you know, who knows how long, and expect the same kind of outcomes, because that just wouldn't make sense. So I can't have like, I guess I just have to have realistic expectations. I think I can still do it and still make it look cool enough. It might not be perfect, it might not be the best, but that's all right. I shouldn't expect that that's going to happen, because again, this is my first time really doing all this stuff on my own. You know, and usually what I do is I send pictures to my dad and be like, hey, what do you think of this? And he gives me a thumbs up. So I guess I'm kind of doing okay with it. And you know, he's been, what was it? He's probably like one of the OGs of restoring cars. You know, I was like maybe even 1 year old when he was doing Mustangs. This was like maybe 1980. You know, so that's only 15 years after the first Mustang was built, and he was already kind of restoring them. So yeah, just any kind of comments on this. I'm going to keep sanding away at this. Next thing I'm going to do is work on that quarter panel, see if I can make a metal patch for it, I guess. I don't know, that's going to be new for me and might not look great, but it's worth a try. But thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. So long.